multiple forms of media, such as text, audio, and video, creating multimedia stories that use video, image, or audio, or a combination of all three to tell a story, like three platforms in one tool. Storytelling techniques for fact-checking and advocating and promoting gender equality, utilizing multimedia or taking advantage of multimedia tools to engage audience on social media platforms, creating content that is relevant, timely, and impactful. So those are the things that we are going to go through these few hours. Training objectives to equip journalists with the skills to convey narratives through various forms of media, including text, audio, and video, ensuring dynamic and engaging storytelling. Enable journalists to create multimedia stories that effectively utilize video, image, and audio, or a combination thereof to deliver compelling narratives. Provide techniques and methodologies for incorporating fact-checking into multimedia storytelling, promoting accuracy and credibility in journalistic content. Advocate and promote gender equality by imparting storytelling techniques, highlighting gender issues, and showcasing the importance of inclusive and diverse perspectives. Train journalists in utilizing multimedia tools to effectively engage and attract audiences on social media platforms, ensuring the content reaches a wider and more diversified audience. So the next point, we'll start with the first slide here on the course, conveying a narrative through multiple forms of media, such as text, audio, and video. We'll start to know more about what is multimedia storytelling. It's the creation of new forms of media ranging from the written word transformed into video and social media. It has changed and influenced the way people tell stories. I believe that, like all of us, we are using smartphones. Before, we usually used to see stories through the TV, for instance, or just through the radio, which is audio. But by then, we didn't have something called a smartphone, or we can just go online and see everything. But now things had upgraded, whereby we had access to different platforms and you have a choice. And also, it depends on the platform that you are more influenced with or convinced that it's more relevant, or you can benefit more from it, or you have enough audience. The multimedia storytelling also have radically changed the way that people tell stories. These new forms of media and new platforms that can integrate them have incredible implications for storytelling. Like right now, it's optional. You have like TikTok, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have Instagram, and so on. It depends how you want to tell the story. Is it through the image or through the audio, and then you will attach image with the audio, or you want just video because it will have all the three in one. If I'm moving too fast, let me know. Multimedia storytelling is the art of conveying a narrative through multiple forms of media, such as the same three tools. The art, it depends whether you want to send a positive story or you want to send a sad story to have a positive outcome, and so on. The other point, it provides new opportunities to tell stories, and it's resourceful. The new opportunities, for instance, when you have a lot of followers or audience who are following your contents, this is whereby you will know it has more impact, and also resourceful in a way of you can receive also feedback. And in some other countries, which is more recognized, then they can also make you, gaining more coins, for instance. Some other people selling their videos, or some other people get hired because of a small clip being posted on social media. Remember that most of the media platforms have a different strength. As I've mentioned earlier, it depends on the art of conveying a narrative through multiple forms. Whether you want to narrate a sad story or a positive story or a story to find a solution. This is whereby you can see how it's more effective, or you can even evaluate yourself how you are utilizing those tools. How to create a multimedia story. Identify a story. You don't just go anyhow and then to take a video, or you just go and record, or you just take a photo. You need to identify first your story. If you want the best multimedia stories, know that it should be multifaceted, means having a variety of different and important features or elements. For instance, if it's about a character in sport, or if it's about an activist, it depends which area of interest of that activist you want to identify the character through that story. The other point, it can have many details, like I've mentioned just now, the character, and then action, powerful emotions, exposition, and so on, based on your creativity. Sometimes you don't go based on the guideline you have. You have also to be more creative and see what else you can add it, like to spice up your story. That's how I call it. You need to spice up your story to get more audience, or to get more followers, or to gain whatever you're targeting based on the story you want to tell. Create a storyboard. A storyboard, like how you want to begin the story, and how it will be in the middle, and how it will end. So the story have a triangle shape, a beginning, and then middle, and then end. In a shape, you can make it in a shape of L. Maybe the end will bring you again to the beginning. So you need to know where to start and how to do it, and why you want to do it, and what's the way forward after doing it. What's next? The other point is, who will be in your story? What's the story about? When will you do it? And where, the location, why you want to do it, and how you want to do it. Who are the main characters in your story? Are there 5 or 3 or 2? It depends. What is the event or situation? Is it a sport? Is it activism? Is it about a certain character? Is it about, for instance, a campaign? Someone who's leading a campaign? So what is the context? You need also to be more objective about your context. You need to have a specific angle of that story, not just to have a story with a wider angle, or a general angle, or a general view without any specific message or context within that story. Understanding these constituent parts will help you to decide what media are necessary to your story. For instance, when I used to do the radio stories, I know what my listener or what my audience want to know. You need also to be to use your imagination in a way of, because of radio, you need to be more creative, how you want to make the script attractive to your listener. Because some people usually in the radio, they can switch off the radio. They will say it's a boring program, or it's a boring story that they're airing. So you have to be creative in your script to attract the listener. For the TV, you have also to be creative in your shots, like the angles, whether you want to do closer shot, or you want to do general shot, or you want to do B-roll, how many clips you will have from that story. Especially if you are filming a character, you need to make sure that you have enough shots from the character, because at the end it will be upon you to be creative to attract the person who will watch your story. And if it's a photo, also it depends how you want to make the angle of that photo attractive to the people, because there are a lot of people usually used to invest in your stories. They can say, I can pay, for instance, 500, but you don't know how much they will double on top of that content that you have. And also the text will detect your content. Yeah, and then the media, you need to understand whether your content it's for TV, or it's for website, or it's going to be for radio, or it's going to be for newspaper. Don't forget also people writing stories in newspaper, or opinion. We have some opinion writers and so on. And then some other people like to share just to contribute some series of stories for the newspapers, maybe magazine. So it's all count in a way of some other people, they follow keenly to know who's creative in their writing, who's creative in taking photos, who's creative in doing videos, and so on. At your left, you can see some of the platforms or some of the tools. You can see a video camera, and you can see like a stage or a studio with the camera in the middle, and then you have some backlights. And you can see a podcast, it's for the radio, obviously, and then with the headset. And you can see A, it's for alphabet, whereby people who are usually to like to write. And then you can see the down is tick. It depends on which other platforms. The first one, great for conveying the camera, the video camera, great for conveying action and emotion, but limited ability to show process or explain complexity. Sometimes the camera can do maybe 80% of the job, but 20% is missing. What is it? Maybe you need more text. Maybe some other areas you cannot use your video. And it's upon you how you want to be creative on backing up your work. The second tool, great for conveying emotion and the scale of landscape. Remember to put people in the picture or a frame, in one frame. You need also to be creative about the frame. And select photographs that feature people's faces. Maybe we call it portrait, for instance. And there is a general shot whereby you have everyone in a photo. Sometimes when you are in a workshop, you need to understand also the room that people are into. And at the same time, you need to know where to stand. And you don't need to cut people's head or people's legs if they're seated. And if the person is standing also, you need to know how to frame that person in that photo, because the camera is already a frame, but also you need to be creative to put another frame to have a better picture for the subject that is standing in front of you. The third one works well in combination with other media, such as photos or video. For editing apps or editing tools, it's more easy if you have enough photos and you can add the voice or the sound. And sometimes your video, you can have a video, but you can have a bad sound in it. And sometimes some of the colleagues, they end up asking some other colleagues who are working for radio, I need your material. Can you share with me? It's something that normally people do in South Sudan, asking, and I believe also in some other countries. Having a good quality audio, it will help you also to make the listener attentive to your content. If your audio is not clean, then you will have an issue with the techniques. You need also to go through your device, whether it's a recorder or it's a camera or it's a video. You need also to Google at some point and to know the latest setting, because some other settings, it's new and it can improve also your contents if you are producing it for a certain institution or you're doing it for your own, because sometimes nowadays we have a lot of content creators. Some people will say, I'm a content creator, but are they really relevant to the guideline of being a content creator, like the techniques of being a content creator? The text can be used to describe background, complex processes, and being big ideas, complementary with the other media. Text will never die. Text, it's always aligned with all those tools. And if you don't have a text, your audio is useless sometimes. You cannot just post or publish a content without a text. If you have a video, what is the text? If you have a photo, what is the description? If you have a podcast, what is the description, also the title of the podcast? And if you have a full text, then you're well and you can go ahead. The third one can take you where cameras can't go. A great way to illustrate the process that explain how something works. Here we're talking about the illustration. You can see the GIF and some other new contents that we have, like you can create stickers. Those ones can help you also in sharing like a small message. Nowadays, some people can crop a photo and develop illustration from it. I forgot even to add for you here, like the AI, artificial intelligence. Also people trying to be in line with that. I advise you also to Google about it and to know more, even if you cannot have enough resources to have access to how to use the AI, but you need also to Google about it, how it's operated and how people can use it and where and when and the advantage and disadvantage of it. Are we together? You can give me a thumbs up if all is good so far. Choose your media, construct your narrative. Once you have...
Yes, I can get you loud and clear. Just get in anyway.
Okay. Construct your narrative once you have identified the constituent pieces of your story. You can begin to arrange them into a narrative. When you choose your media, it will be more easier to do the story or the narration. The radio, it's quite short. It doesn't take long script because you have to be really timely, and as well as TV. For the video, it depends because you have to write more of describing the video for the other editor or for the other producer to know your story, and then also to have a quality production. For the photo, also you need to have attractive, short description to describe the photo. And the other point, create a media bank, just as it's important to create and maintain an archive of your stories. So it's important also to archive your multimedia content. I've been to different areas. Some contents I didn't use up to date. Some other contents I've used it already. For instance, I've been covering security arrangements, going to military sites and so on during the revitalized peace agreement. At the beginning, when we start going to those sites, because it's still, the forces, they weren't unified by that time. There was no graduation yet happened or no announcement of this and that. So some of the videos that I have from some of the camps, military camps, I didn't use it because we didn't know yet the fate of the army. And then the chapter 2, if some of you are aware about chapter 2 of the agreement. So it's more important also to know the sensitivity of the content you have in your archive, when to use it and why you want to use it. Some contents, it's not relevant to use it now. Some contents, it's good to be used for a future purpose. For instance, if you want to summarize about the history of South Sudan or independence, whether it's the 15th in the anniversary or something like that, then you have a right to use the all sensitive contents at some point. It depends. It depends how you want to use it, but not all of it. Some of it can be relevant to your script. Some of it might not be relevant to your script, whether it's a video or an audio or a photo. Any questions so far before we go to the next slide?
Okay, guys, if you have any questions, okay. If you have any questions, you can either type in the chat box or raise your hand to say your question. You know, it's always very important to be able to ask questions so that you get clarity in case of any missing points. Yep.
I can answer for wake attack. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using multimedia storytelling? The advantage is when you use it for a good purpose, in a way of sharing a specific message, whereby you want to put people in a line about the specific thing happening. For instance, now, let's say, um, evaluating South Sudan about the hate speech, great hate speech, how people using media, social media, and also the rate of the hate speech. You can use it. You can go, for instance, to university or any other school, having a program about fact checking and hate speech and so on. Then you can document about the like comments or reaction from students. We call it like vox pops in radio. You take some vox pops and then you can come and sit with yourself and analyze the content. Already you have in mind what's your story about. You have the beginning, the middle, and end. After that, then you can share it. Yeah, people might say your content missing this or missing that. There are some errors usually used to happen, but you shouldn't normalize errors. Normalizing errors will make you also lose more the skills that you're supposed to upgrade. The disadvantage is when you use inaccurate story, or inaccurate statement, or someone said something in a press conference, but you didn't verify. Your role is verifying the data, but you didn't verify, and you start what? Um, you start just writing the story anyhow without balancing the story. You know that all of us, we know you have, as a journalist, you have to balance your story. What are the ethical considerations when creating a multimedia story? Earlier, we said the beginning, the middle, and end, and you need to write it down before taking any step. And you need also to have um, someone who will tell you, or who will guide you, or who will mentor you in your story. Sometimes some other stories you might fail or feel stuck. You might freeze in your story in the middle and you don't know how to finish it. But also you need to consult other colleague, other person who is a bit ahead of you in that technically. It's advisable to have people with you and then to advise you technically what to do, especially in writing and also in editing the video or in taking photos as well, setting also the camera and those stuff. How do the different media elements interact to create a story? It's all interconnected because the person who is taking video with a better quality, that person, someone's, if anyone is on mute, because I can hear some echo. Thank you. I've mentioned earlier, all those platforms or all those tools, it's more interconnected. The person who have video, I call that person is very rich in a way of you can have audio from that person and you can write out of that audio text, and also you can develop some illustration, and also you can develop a video out of that, a photo out of that video. And also from that video, you can see how you can cut how many clips out of it, and you can share it in different platforms. I hope I've answered you, Wekatak. In case of any other question, you can drop it in the box, chat box. Okay, we move to storytelling techniques for fact-checking and advocating and promoting gender equality. There are common errors in numbers and statistics, mixing up billions and millions. Some people, sometimes they don't know billions has how many zeros and millions. Sometimes people, they write just any figure based on assumption, and it's not good. Names of people, titles, locations. It's quite important. Even if you have the audio, even if you know the name of that person, how it's supposed to be written, but you need to have a notebook and a pen, go straight to that person, let that person write his name or her name, and also with the title, and then with the context and those stuff, so you can have accurate data within your note. The age also of the people, historical facts. Sometimes if you want to write about a certain official and if been appointed in a senior position, and then about the background and some other things, you need also to cross-check the background. Historical facts, for instance, about the floods, also you need to verify the stories, or you need to verify the data. When was the last time South Sudan experienced floods and so on, and the consequences of the floods. Superlative, like, only, first, and most. Those stuff also you need to understand when to use it. The dates also important, because some people or the editor will ask you, when was that? You see, so you need to put the date fixed in your head, and then you need to write down also based on your calendar. If you don't have a calendar, I advise you from now onwards, you need to have a calendar, or also a diary, whereby you need to write how many events you've been to, and then the people you met, and you need to have a contact list, fixed contact list to know even those people's positions, because the titles in South Sudan, it changes between time and then. Frequent sources of error, working from memory, making assumptions, second-hand sources. Maybe there is someone who's working somewhere in one of the institutions, will give you just information, but you're not sure about it. What do? You're supposed to check with the primary source, not the second-hand. Check with the primary source. It's more advisable because you will have the first-hand source, information, whereby it will support your content. Don't work from memory. Like, oh, I think this program, it was 2 weeks ago, or it was last week, or this Thursday, or the other Thursday, So you need also to be careful with that. Don't make assumption, and don't write stories from memories. It's not advisable. What is verifiable information? What do I check? Proper names, place names, references to time, distance, date, season, physical descriptions, references to the sex of anyone described, quotations and facts within quotes, any argument or narrative that depends on fact. Is there anyone who can share with us when did you, like, you didn't do any verification in your story and you messed up at some point? Or you had written a wrong name, different place, the reference to time also, it was wrong, and the distance and the date and so on. Physical description, it comes to radio also. Sometimes if you're writing your radio script, you need also to be keen about the description. Earlier, I've talked about creativity and imagination to attract the listener. For instance, if you are covering a wheelchair basketball, how will you describe the players? Can we interact in this?
Yes, please. This is, am I loud and clear, please?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I think it is a little bit noisy at my background, because let's get the information about the meeting to be today, because the meeting was supposed to be tomorrow, but then we brought it to today. Well, yeah, mistakes are common. it had once happened to us in our media house. We had actually misquoted the title of one of the government officials, and it was not easy because we are publishers, we're newspapers, media house. Of course, the information went out wrong on each and every piece of the news we published on that very day. And it backfired on us actually. It was not all that bad, but they had to come to our office. The national security came to office, and they tried to take one of our manager, and it was letters, and we had to apologize on the next paper. So I believe it is common, even if not very common, but it can happen sometime when you misquote some information. And sometimes, the government officials speak when they are in a rush. Sometimes, things can happen. There can be something that can happen, and you can miss actually something in a way that you don't actually mean to do it. Was I speaking alone, please, or someone is hearing me?
I can hear you.
No,
I'm just asking if anyone wants to.
That's right.
Yeah, we are
So
hearing you,
yeah,
Mr.
that was my contribution. That was my story. Yeah.
Thank you. What did you learn
You're
from that?
welcome. I believe we need to be very keen. I learned, when there is something that I did not understood, I should not assume it. I should be very keen. Like you mentioned something very important before, noting down, like with people's titles, you have to write them down. Even if you're sometimes the audio cannot be very clear, and some names also are similar in the audio, and when you can hear them only from the audio, you did not have a record that was not down on your diary or your journal, then that can actually lead to this kind of mistakes, because you might hear audio when you were recording. They may sound similar, and you just publish it the way you heard it. But it was very better when you had noted before the very place. When you hear from the person, I think it can help a lot. Noting down some key words, some key notes. Yes.
Also, I want to advise you all to be more updated in a way of change the title. Others, may you be on mute, please? NL or whom? There is someone. Please mute yourself. Okay, thank you. You need also to be more updated, because to be skillful in a way of knowing which official is this, and you need to know the profiles at heart, because one day, one time, you can be hired to be in charge of attendance or something, or to help someone in the speech, or to assist a certain official. Maybe you will ask, who's that person? For you working in using multimedia, you need to understand also the changes that happens with the days. Let me go to this question from NL, if I don't know if this is the nickname or what. Why do Wikipedia discourage publishing of an email in a story? It's not advisable. It's privacy. You cannot publish your own contacts, for instance. It might be hacked. So you need also to be keen about that. Anyone wants to share something? I've asked earlier, this is now your assignment, physical descriptions. What if a wheelchair basketball players playing in a basketball court? How would you describe them in your script? This is your assignment. At least write 3 lines out of that describing wheelchair basketball players playing in a basketball court. You can share your reaction if you had this assignment. Okay, moving to the next slide. Where do I fact check? Go to the primary source when possible. Using secondary sources like articles can perpetuate errors. Sometimes some articles, it's not well balanced. Some other articles, they write just, taking from here, there, and hearsay, and then they just made out of it a story. And you will fall a victim of using a certain loose or loose content because it's not verified. And some people usually used to write stories based on hearsay, and they don't have the other side. So it's advisable to go to the primary source. It depends whether it's a private or public, any, or activists, just name it. Use your university libraries, your news organizations, or your public libraries, electronic and print resources. I understand our libraries, we have just at the universities level. We have few private libraries. You can go and buy a book, for instance. And also online, you can check there's some other free books that you can download and then you can read. And also these print resources, you can find it still at the library or in the market. Some people usually used to sell it. It's good to be more resourceful in this term. You will be updated, and also you will upgrade your skill in writing and also reading. Search databases of news and journal articles which aren't accessible or on the web, but are available in libraries. Also some other articles it's good to read. And some of it's more of historical articles. It's like a reference. You can go to it and read journalist so-and-so had written in the past 15 years or past 20 years. There is a book about the raise of the flag. I don't know how many of you have known about that book. It narrates more about the South Sudan history and the raise of the flag, referendum, and so on. I advise you also to have access to that book. Sometimes you can have good friends who usually used to travel outside. Those books, it might be a bit cheaper. You can say, hey, I don't want anything, but I need just a book. It's also good like that. Not necessarily I want this and that, but asking also books, it's more resourceful. You can read and then you can give to another colleague to read out of it, and you can develop your own review. Contact an expert, but check them out first. Some other people, they claim to be an expert, but they're not really expert. They cannot give you something logic to be relevant to your content. So you need to have more than one expert. And also you need to ask other colleagues, I have this story, whom do you recommend? Sometimes there are some people always on the news, but you need to check someone also who had never been in the news, but deserve also to be what? In your paragraph. It depends expert on which area. Google Books, open data portals, reference books. I've mentioned that. Find a stakeholder, someone who's interested in the same thing you are. Don't find someone who will tell you, I don't think so, or will delay for you the processes. So you need to find someone also who will encourage you. You need to find someone also who's passionate. You need also to be more passionate to develop a better content. If you're not passionate about the story, about the industry, about the thing that you're doing, then you will be lost in the middle, or you might get discouraged, or you might discourage yourself. But always you need to have something new. You need to be creative. You need to be in the line with people. You need to be flexible. There is no any smooth way to have a beautiful multimedia content. There is always a rough way to develop those nice contents. You can see how Natural Geographic, they have contents on TV. You can see also on Al Jazeera, they have different contents. When we talk about contents, see the stories, the type of the stories that they're publishing or producing. When we talk about contents, see how it's more about the quality of the contents. See the type of the things that they have used, the tools. You know, most of those international media outlets, they have all the platforms, whether it's text, video, photo, and then also they have the offline. You know, they can publish in one of the magazine or whatever, name it, or newspaper. Going to the next slide, always ask yourself these questions when trying to verify information. Who said that? How do they know? Are they biased? What don't I know? It's not bad when you don't know, but it's good to know when you don't know. And it's good to ask, I don't know this. May you clarify? May you elaborate here, there? It's also good because the person who knows more will be more interested to share with you the valuable information that they have. You see? Some other people, yeah, they might not share, but you need also to think outside of the box and beyond in a way of you need to reach out. Even this person blocked, the expert blocked you, okay, you have plan B. You need to cross-check. If you don't have any other experts on your contact list, okay, let me call Vida and ask him if he knows anyone. And also don't use Facebook just out of blue because you're there, you have an account, you're sharing with friends contents and so on. No, you need to know those friends and their background also. Who is a journalist? Who is an activist? Who is that politician? And so on. We have a lot of politicians now on social media. It's not bad, it's good also to know. Some other media houses, they have also their Facebook account. Also, it's good to follow up. In the morning, you need to check. And that's how you can develop a new content out of all those stories. And sometimes some people, they just publish stories with errors. For instance, about the financial bill a few weeks ago, about the 400, whether it's 400, 600, or 1,000. This is now your assignment to know where was the error and which platform or which media outlet that posted about 1,000 or 600 or 400. Accuracy matter. You know, if you are more accurate in your content, the more you are credible, the more you will gain audience, the more you will put trust with your followers. Confirmation bias, subconscious tendency to seek and interpret information and other evidence in ways that affirm our existing beliefs, ideas, expectations, and/or hypotheses. Therefore, confirmation bias is both affected by the feeds, our implicit biases. So confirmation matter, you know, and don't be biased in that one. And not because you are 100% sure that person will not do this, because you know that person in person, okay? You have also to cross-check and call and say, hey, there is this information, 1, 2, 3, 4, verify. You know, it's also advisable. And you need also to put your expectation about some certain stories that or contents that you're producing. It can be most entrenched around beliefs and ideas that we are strongly attached to or that provoke a strong emotional response. Counter-argue your story hypothesis or sources, assertion. Actively seek out contrary information. Regularly test and verify every fact and assertion of fact before you publish. So you'll be able to stand by the accuracy of your work later, utilizing multimedia tools to engage audiences on social media platforms. So here it's all when you look about all on all those points, just focus on this accuracy. It's important to be more accurate. And before publishing, you have to verify. Verification, it's a key. Accuracy verification, it's a key. It's a key for your content. And if you want credibility, you need to be a person who's wealthy with verification and accuracy. Identify objectives, audience, and platforms. Establish why you are using social media. Why you are using social media? This is your second assignment or the third assignment. Why you are using your social media? So I will type here. The first assignment, it was about describe wheelchair, basketball players. Yeah. Number 2, financial bill and accurate figures, whether it was 400 or 600 or 1,000. Number 3, why do you have a social media platform? And then what for? What are you using in that? And then how do you post? How do you post your contents? So those are the 3, sorry, it's basketball. Let me delete the first one. It's basketball players, not baseball. Gwen, you're saying baseball. No, I didn't mean that. It's basket. Wheelchair. Use your imagination now. Wheelchair, basketball player. Identify objectives. Leverage storytelling techniques. Storytelling is a useful strategy for bridging the gap between conveying complex findings in lengthy formal treatises and communicating in a personalized and engaging manner. Incorporate multimedia elements. A picture, a video, or GIF can be worth 1,000 words. Visual and multimedia can greatly enhance your social media content, making it more attention, grabbing and appealing. So here, storytelling is a useful strategy for bridging the gap between conveying complex finding. For instance, if you're working on an investigative story or a court case, you're following up every day, and it's more complex. Sometimes there might be no court case or no hearing. Sometimes you might not find the lawyer. Sometimes you cannot reach to the judge until the final hearing. And it depends how you're following up this case. And it comes also back to your creativity, how you want to address people or how you want to narrate to the people about that content. how you will shape your script to make it more balanced, verified, and accurate. Engaging manner, it's more important. Communication, it's more important. If you are a person who usually is to hold the microphone, you need to know also the techniques of holding that microphone. How many meters supposed to be away from your mouth, so you can avoid the pops and a lot of interruption in your audio. At the same time, also your voice to communicate with the audience or listeners. You need also to be more more attentive in that. And your personality. You don't need to be in a bad mood to narrate a story. The listener never cares about your mood. Your follower never cares about your mood. They just want the story to be told, and to be told in a way that whereby they will be more engaged and then to follow you also more. So you need to know about this. And the elements, picture, video, GIF. GIF, it's almost like an illustration, but you can see in like in a WhatsApp, if you want to text and you want to send emojis, there is GIF part of it there, and there is also stickers, and you can create more stickers and so on. It's worth 1,000 words in a way of how you can make the content more attractive and grabbing the attention of your audience over social media. Engage with your audience. Writing for social media isn't only about conveying your own ideas in a cogent manner. It also involves engaging with others and their ideas. Interaction is at the heart of social media. You can be offline sometimes, but you feel like, I need to address people this, I need to write this. But don't make it only your opinion. You need to evaluate your post before posting it, or your content before posting it. Sometimes on Facebook, you need to think how you want to entertain your people. Maybe you want to narrate something funny that happened. And you need also what? To advise people or to recommend something. Or in an event, someone don't know how to MC, but people saying, yeah, clapping for that person. And, the MCing is going on and off, on and off. Maybe you have your own evaluation about that. Maybe you will listen to the people who were invited. You will listen to them, and then you will hear some comments here and there criticizing. So you can get a post out of that also. It's a way of engaging your audience. To respond also to comments, participate in discussions, and ask questions. Respond to comments. Sometimes some other comments, it can trap you. You need also to be careful with that. Not every comment you're supposed to reply to it. Some other comments, for instance, people who are having more than 10,000 followers or whatever, they're like scammers usually used to post, I have this business, la 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 la, in the comment sections. Don't fall in that. They can respond also to your comment as if like they have something in your content, but no, it's not your content, it's their own agenda or interest. Participate in discussions. It depends how useful is that discussion, how it's more logic. Not just any discussion you have just to be part of it. Some other discussions, maybe you don't have any background about it. You can be a good listener also. Ask questions. What is it about? When had it happened? It had happened, and so on. Analyze your performance. While the success of high-level objectives, such as sharing your work and collaborating with colleagues, might be easily apparent, it helps to get more granular when assessing your social media engagement. Because you have a Facebook account or social media platforms, it doesn't mean you always right. Evaluate yourself, analyze your contents. Some of it might not make sense. Some of it might not get a lot of reactions. Then you need to question yourself, why? Is it silly? Is it make sense? Or what is it about? You need to question yourself between time and then. You need to evaluate yourself between time and then. You need also sometimes to have a break from social media and to know how far you are doing with yourself before engaging like that over social media. Some people mixing emotions in social media. Creating content that is relevant, timely, and impactful. There are a few reasons why timely content is so important. Okay, I'm seeing Wekatak responded to the first question of the assignment. Any questions so far? Any question? Feel free to share in the...
From my side, there's no question.
Okay. Feel free even to type your question in the chat box. Why timely content is so important? It helps you stay relevant. If you want to stay relevant, you need to be creating content that is timely. This means that you need to be writing about things that are happening right now. If there is a press conference in the secretariat, you need to do it right now. If there is something happening at the parliament, you need also to do it right now. Just hold on. Yeah. The occasions that you attend, some of it needs you to just do it now. For the international media, why they're so fast, why they are so popular, why they're like having more followers or millions of followers, because they are posting timely, on time. You don't need to post something after 1 hour. If the president now announced something, you need to post it now because the president announced it and it's a public interest content. And if people running in the streets or somewhere or something happening now, you need also to post it now, but not everything at the same time. If it's logic, if it makes sense, then you need to post about it. It shows that you are up to date, that you are committed, you are timely. When you write timely content, it shows that you are up to date with what's going on in the world. This is important because it shows that you are keeping up with your industry and that you are aware of current trends. Current trends, you need to know about AI, for instance. You need to know about the recent department that been opened at University of Juba. I think it was before yesterday or 3 days ago. I'm trying to do assumption also, see? So I'm trying to check with my memory. Also, I don't know, there is another initiatives also. Like for instance, last week, men were cooking in rainbow football pitch. What is it about even? What's interesting about it? How did they come up with that idea, for instance? If people, all of people in Juba, they are aware about this event happening, then you need to do it now. But if you want to attract more youth and to send a specific message about men cooking and doing things publicly, then also you need to know the purpose of you posting about it right now. Why? It aids you or it helps you in standing out from the crowd. If everyone is writing about the same thing, it can be hard to stand out from the crowd. But if you are writing about something that's timely and relevant, you will be more likely to grab people's attention. So you need to be different. Not different in the way you look, but different in your brain. Different in a way of being creative, different in your contents, different in your writing, and different also in how you address your stories and how even you target the audience and how even you target the character, you know, how you spice up your stories. It can help you drive traffic. If you write timely content that is relevant to current events, trends, and topics, you are more likely to get people to your blog or website. This is because people will be searching for information on these topics and they'll stumble upon your content. You know, like Twitter, it's timely. Twitter, they don't have time. Specific alphabets, limited numbers or limited alphabets, you have just to type precise, straight tweet. or post, because now it's X platform. So Twitter, it's the best in a way of you are precise and you have content and it's timely, you know. Sometimes it might not be timely. Maybe you want to evaluate about a certain program or a certain affairs that happening in your country. You can summarize it over X space. It can help you build an audience. You know, the more followers you have, the more the other follower also might share somewhere or repost somewhere, or also backing up your content with more comments, strong comments. The comments or the sharing, some people, they do recommend. Like if Wake posted today or publish a nice audio or a nice audio report, I will share it. I will say, well done. And then I will share like the techniques and everything, you know. It's like giving a feedback. And if another credible source or someone who's a public figure knows more, or for instance, a senior in this industry can share your content and then giving you a high five for it, it's a higher recommendation as well. This is how you can add up your followers. It can help you build more income. Writing timely content can help you generate more income from your blog or website. This is because timely content is often more popular and gets more traffic. If you can get more people to your site, you'll be able to generate more income from advertising or affiliate marketing. Like for instance, I usually used to get consultancy. If you ask me, how do I get it? Through LinkedIn, and then sometimes through Twitter, sometimes through Instagram, but not really Facebook. Facebook is more of, I'm seeing it, it's like more of my TV, you know, like updating people, feeding people with it. If I'm attending a certain conference, then I need to know if I've attended this conference before, whether this agenda, it's a developing agenda, then I have to summarize from the pre-conference and then to this conference. So you need to be timely and drive yourself with the traffic. And you need to know your audience. Sometimes some other people will say, hey, you have a nice content. May we work together? Don't refuse. You need also to have this kind of teamwork. And if you are not skillful about it, you have to be honest. You can say also, hey, I'm not really okay with that because of reasons 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I'm not able to do this, but there is someone who is more relevant to this. But some people, they just say yes, they go on it, and at the end of the day, they will freeze in the middle. They cannot deliver. So don't embarrass yourself saying yes, and at the end of the day, you cannot deliver. Thank you. This is the end of the session or the course. I hope you have written down some notes and some new things you have learned. I did my own research, and it's not all from my head, but also you need to do your own research. Once you find like there's something new to know, or you want to understand about a certain course. This is my email, my WhatsApp, my social media platform. X is for Twitter. If you want to follow me, Facebook and LinkedIn is Maurajat. You can reach out to me in case if you have further questions or you want to upgrade in a certain way. We'll go to the quiz briefly. I'm seeing only Wake Attack and Gwen. They have answered. I don't know what about the rest. We have 6 here now, 6 participants. Bida, if they're not answering here, then let it be their assignment and share with you. Wake Attack about the wheelchair basketball players are individuals with physical disabilities that use a wheelchair to play sport. They are highly skilled athletes who are, eager, I don't know, competitive and passionate about the game. They often have great upper body strength and coordination to be able to maneuver the wheelchair while playing. They also have a mental toughness and focus needed to excel in the sport. Wheelchair basketball players must have a strong sense of teamwork, sportsmanship, and commitment to the game. So you need also to check about the sensitivity here describing, because I don't want you to define for me. I want you to describe as if like you're doing a report for a radio. Maybe you can redo it again, and then you can share with Bida in his email. Gwen here, he said, I use my social media account for social interaction, networking, learning platform online, and diversification of knowledge, business purposes, like selling and buying items. And sometimes I use it for advertising purposes. It's good if you're using also for business, but also you need to know what else after this business purpose. What else? So that's all, Bida. The three questions, maybe you can share with them in an email as their quiz or assignment. And then you guys, you need to develop, publish 1 minute content. 1 minute content, this is now your final assignment for this multimedia. Produce 1 minute content. And a photo. And audio. And then text. Produce 1 minute content of a video. It's supposed to be a video, 1 minute. And then a photo with a description, not just a photo alone, because a text goes with the photo. And then we need audio, and you need also to write what you're going to mention in that audio. It should be also 1 minute. And then text, that text, it depends, it can be around 500 words to 600 words. Bida, back to you. While Bida will be coming back, you guys, you can share with me what you have learned today. Hello.
Okay, thank you so much, Maura, for the presentation. It was nice, like having you take these trainees on multimedia storytelling. So like we agreed, I will use the remaining 30 minutes to take them through a few online tools that they can leverage on in order to create some of this multimedia content. So like I say, thank you so much for your time. We would excuse you for now, yeah, and then we will proceed with the remaining 30 minutes of the session. Thank you so much, Maura. And for the assignments, make sure you take note of the assignments that she has given you, and you can attempt those assignments at your free time. It's usually very, very important to do exercises in order to reinforce learning. Yeah. Thank you so much, Maura, once again.
I'm looking forward to see the outcome of the assignment.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
By the time they will share, let them tag me either Facebook, yeah. They can tag me at Facebook, yeah.
Great, great. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Yeah, so okay, great. So guys, in the remaining 30 minutes, I will be taking you through some tools that you can use for creating multimedia content, both on your phone and as well as in your computer. So the first tool that we are going to look at is Canva. Canva, you can find Canva at canva.com. I'm putting the link in the chat box. if you're using a computer, you can visit canva.com in order to explore in real time how Canva looks like. If you're using Canva on the phone, then you need to download the Canva app. If you're using Android, I will share with you the link for Canva on Android that you will have to download. And then yeah, great. And then Canva for Android, you can download it from the App Store. This is the link for you to download Canva for Android. Yeah, this is the link for Canva for Android. So, as you can see, let me hope you're seeing my screen. As you can see, Canva is a very good design tool that you can use for creating your presentations. For example, that presentation that you saw Maura doing was done using Canva. She didn't use PowerPoint to prepare that presentation. She used Canva. And for you to do that, you can come to the presentation option. With Canva also, you can work on documents, you see? Like if you want to work on documents, notes, you can also work on them using this tool on Canva. You can prepare social media content, you can do video, even you can do a website. For example, let me show you my website. My website is actually built on Canva. And yeah, so my portfolio website is built on I used Canva to build my portfolio website. So I just want to show you my portfolio website so that you see how powerful this tool can be. Yeah, you see this is my portfolio website, and I built this portfolio website using Canva. You see here I have tabs that I can click. If you want to know about me, you read, this is my profile, these are my contact information. If you want to see my educational background and my previous work experience, you will see here. If you want to see any awards that I have gotten, these are some awards and fellowships that I have been awarded in recent years. If you want to see some of my presentations that I have presented at different events, you see here. If you want to see my photo gallery of events that I have taken part in, you can see here, you see? And this I built using Canva, which is a very powerful tool, like I mentioned. And then there are more options if you want. You can do infographics, you can do photo collection, you can do graphs, you can do book covers, you can do a mind map, you can do a magazine cover, a Zoom virtual background, you can do a calendar, a poster, a worksheet, a report, a planner, whatever thing that you want. So Canva is one in all tool that you can use for building all these aspects. Now, today, for the purpose of this training, I'm going to show you two things. The first thing is how to do a simple social media poster. So, with design, there are some basic things that you need to understand. The first thing is you need to understand the colors that you intend to use, your brand colors. So make sure that you are very, very aware of your brand colors. Another thing is make sure that you're very aware of the font types and the font sizes that you want to use. And then make sure that you also know the different sizes, because different social media platforms use different image sizes. So for example, let's say the good thing with Canva is, for instance, if you click social media, then it will ask you, what do you want? Do you want an Instagram post, a Facebook post, an Instagram story, a WhatsApp status, a Facebook cover, an Instagram, a YouTube intro? It has all these categories. So you wouldn't really have to hassle a lot if you know what you want. So in this case, let us use Instagram Square. So the Instagram Square actually works for a lot of platforms. Yeah. So this is how your design will look like. Yeah. So this is your workaround where you will do it. So if you're new, it will show you some of these instructions that, hey, with a sticker. So this is a new way. You need to start by putting your the name of your design. Let's say this is a sample. This is a sample design. So with this sample design, then when you look here on your left, you will see some things. You will see one, design. So with the design, you will see templates and you will see styles. So the templates are designs that have been made by other people, and you can just choose and make any edits where necessary. And then we have elements. So the elements are things like shapes, graphics, stickers, photos, videos that you would want to insert in your what? In your design. Even charts, tables, frames, grids, collections, and so much more. And then text. This text is where if you want to add a heading, you want to add a subheading, a little bit of body, you see? And then here is brand for you to put your brand colors. So for instance, this is a Canva account for 211 check, and these are the brand colors for 211 check. And then here, if I want to look at upload, you can upload images, you can upload videos, and you can upload audios that you should be able to add to your designs. And then another aspect is drawing. If you want to draw, you can get a pencil or a pen, and then you begin drawing on this sheet. And then projects. So projects, these are things that you have previously worked on. You can create a folder where you can put some of all your designs. The designs will appear here, your folders, your images. And then if you want to connect apps to your Canva account, you can come to apps and you can connect different apps. You can add your Facebook photos, you can add your Google photos, you can add different presentations. If you want to add charts, photos, bulk create, a lot of apps are here that you can connect to your Canva account. So let's get back to design. And then here, this is a home tab. If you want to go back to Canva, then this is file. If you want to create a new design, you want to import files, and so forth and so on. Then you want to change the size of your image. This one is a premium account if you are paid. Yeah, so this is how it works. So let's say that we want to start our design process. So if you want to start your design, so let's say you want to put some text. So if it is a heading, then you can insert heading like this. Then I can say my heading is 211 tech. This is my heading, and I will put it bold. Then if you want to change the location, you can carry it wherever you want. Usually it will guide you like this, like this. Let's say I want to bring it to the top here, and I want to position it in the center, and I will put it like this. If I want to increase the size, then I will look at what size do I want. Let's say I want 64 as the size for this. You see this? It's added. And then let me say I want to add now a subheading. A subheading, then I can write here fact checking and information verification. Fact checking and information verification in South Sudan. Fact checking and information verification in South Sudan. Yep. So then also if I want to increase the size, that was 64, this will be 32. Yep. So the correct spelling of verification. Yep. So I want to adjust it a bit. I want to adjust this a bit. Yeah. And I can bring it like this here. Yep. And then if I want to make it like this, yep. So this is my sample. And then if I want to put in, let me say I want to put in elements such as maybe graphics, then I can look for graphics. Let me say I want to put this. Which fruit is this? What fruit is this? What fruit is this? Like this.
Like papa.
Yeah. So then I can say here, this is a pawpaw. Yeah. So this is just a basic design. Of course, with designs, usually you don't need to put a lot of elements. And then if you want to change the color, the background color, for example, you can select, and then you come here, and then you choose the color that you want. You want to make it yellow, you want to make it black, you want to make it this, you want to make it this, you see? Then I have put this. And if you want to put another page, you click add page, and then this time let us try by using a template. So with the templates, you can search for the kind of design that you want. So let's say you want a design for a poster. You want to do a training poster. Let's say you have a training, you want a poster. So you search for it. Then you see there are some samples here that they are giving us. So you look, you scroll down and you see which sample impresses you very much. You look for the sample that impresses you. For example, which one here? None of them impresses me so far. What is it? Where is it? Where is the one I want? Oh God. Okay. Let me say which one? 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 Okay. Let me say this one impresses me. You see? Then I can choose this. Then you wait for it to load, and like this. Then you can make, now once it loads, you make any edits that you want to make. Let's say if you want to change the title, let's say I want to change this title from online to 211 tech, and I can reduce the size. I can reduce the size like this. And then I want to say 211 check training. Like this. Again, I want to reduce the size. Yep. Like this. Okay, remove it. Then if I want to change the color, I want the color to be yellow, which is the 211 check color. I want it to be white, like this. Then I have to change this text. I want to change the color of the text to black. Then here, I want to change the color of the text to black. And then here, I see this is a pic, this is the shape. I want to change this shape to yellow. And then I can change this. I can change this to black. Change this to black. I can change this to black. And I can change this to black again. You see? So you can do any changes that you want, and then until you come up with a design that you want. So it's just all about playing and then looking at the picture of what you really want for yourself, and then keep on adding. Then once you are done, you can come to share, and then there's an option to download, there's an option to share on social media, and there's an option, there are more options there. You can download as QR code, you can copy to your clipboard, you can get a link that you share with people, and stuff like that. Or you can put even to your email marketing tools such as MailChimp whatever platform that you use. So, so Canva is a really, really good tool that you need to explore. The free option is good. Like it can do most of the things that you need in order to get started. I hope that is clear. Any questions on Canva? You guys have any questions? Or who is already using Canva here? Anyone who has questions already? Yes, Paul?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I use it, but it's still some challenges. Thank you for the few things that you have added. I've learned a lot now within these few things, but only this saving it. Like I don't want to share it immediately on Facebook. I don't want to post it, but I want to save it on my desktop so that I can use it another time. So
okay. So what you do is
yes.
Okay, you come to share it. You come to share, and then you come to download. Have you seen this download here?
Yes.
So once you click download, and then you choose the file type. If you want to download as image or as PDF or as a video, so you choose. In this case, let us say we want to download it as image. Okay, so you click image like this, and then which page which page do you want to download? Let's say we want to download only page 1. I select page 1. Then after that, I click done. Then once I am done, then I can click download. So it will be downloaded and is stored on my PC. You see, it's downloaded now. So if I share my screen now, let me just share my screen so that you see the downloaded version. You see, it is here. Are you seeing?
Yes. Yeah,
so,
sure.
Yeah. So this is what we have downloaded. Yeah. So that is how you download it, and then you should be able to use it on your PC. And then another thing that I would like to bring to your attention is the aspect of the Canva docs. Okay, let's go to home. So these days we are now in the world of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence helps us a lot in order to do certain tasks easily. So when you come to Canva docs here, so the Canva docs is just like Microsoft Word, where you can type or where you can create your your content. So, but however, the Canva doc has something called the magic write. So the magic write can help you in brainstorming. For instance, let's say you run a radio station, right? So let's say you want the Canva docs, you want to brainstorm. You have been thinking about something, but you want something to talk to. So with the Canva docs, when you come here, you see this plus sign here, right? So you click this plus sign, and then you click magic write. So with the magic write, you can ask it any question, and it will help you in brainstorming. For instance, let's say you want to ask, you have been looking about issues of sustainability. So let's say you can say, I am a station manager. I am a station manager for a local radio station, in a rural village, in a rural area in South Sudan. We have been facing challenges of sustainability. Suggest precisely 5 ways we can promote, 5 ways we can explore in order to keep our radio up and running. So this will be able to, you click generate like this, and then it will be able to brainstorm and sort of help you in the discussion. So if you tell, for instance, as a station manager for local radio in a rural area in South Sudan, you may face challenges of sustainability. However, there are several ways you can explore to keep your radio up and running. One, seek support from funders, look for organizations that support media development in rural areas. Many NGOs and foundations provide grants and funding support to community radio stations. You can also seek sponsorship from local businesses and community members. Develop partnerships with local organizations, such as schools, community groups, and NGOs. These partnerships can help you promote your radio station and provide content that is relevant to your listeners. Another thing is to diversify your revenue streams. Consider ways to generate revenue beyond advertising, such as events, selling merchandise, or offering services to local businesses. This additional revenue increase your listenership. Increase your listenership by promoting your radio station through social media, flyers, and word of mouth. You can also consider creating content that is more engaging and relevant to your listeners. Reduce operational costs. Look for ways to reduce operational costs, such as using energy efficient equipment, negotiating better rates with suppliers, and reducing staff hours. This cost, you see, so it can sort of give you some ideas and help you in brainstorming. By the way, it can even sometimes, if you are, let's say you are writing, it can give you some ways to edit and help you do a lot of things, especially when you are working.
This is really nice.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm saying this is really nice. It's good.
It helps you in talking, because sometimes when you're lonely, you don't have something to talk to, you can ask. You can even ask it a lot of questions, actually. You can even ask, what is a story? Like earlier on, I was asking, what is a story? Let me ask it, what is a story? Then it will tell me what a story is. You see, a story is a narrative, just like you said. You see, just like you said earlier. A story is a narrative that describes a series of events that happen to characters in a particular setting. You see, a good story usually has a beginning that introduces the characters and the setting, a middle that describes the conflict or problem that the character faces, and an end that resolves the conflict or the problem. The stories can be fictional or non-fictional, and they can be told through various mediums, such as books, movies, TV shows, or even video games. The purpose of the story is usually to entertain, but it can also educate, inspire, or provide insight into the human experience. You see? So it gives even more context into the issues that we are discussing at hand. And even you can ask it information sometimes, information about certain things. Let's say you can ask it, how would you describe the media landscape in South Sudan? How would you describe the media landscape in South Sudan? And then it will attempt. Sometimes it's not accurate, but you can say, you see, the media landscape in South Sudan is characterized by challenges and limitations, but there are also opportunities and progress in certain areas. The country has a relatively young media industry that emerged after gaining independence in 2011, but it has been facing significant challenges due to political instability, conflicts, limited resources, and weak infrastructure. Freedom of the press and expression is guaranteed by the Constitution, but in practice, the media is often censored, threatened, and harassed, or attacked by the government officials, security forces, or other actors who perceive the media as a threat to their interests. Journalists have been arrested, detained, or killed while covering sensitive issues such as corruption, human rights abuses, or ethnic tensions. Despite these challenges, there are several independent media outlets, both print and broadcast, that operate in South Sudan and provide critical information and analysis on various topics. The media landscape is also diverse, with content in different languages and dialects, reflecting the country's cultural and linguistic diversity. However, the media industry is still in its infancy and faces significant barriers to sustainability, such as low revenue, limited access to training and technology, and high operating costs. You see this? So it sort of gives you some ideas and insights, and it helps you talk. Like I say, it's not like Google that gives you a lot of results and you have to. But remember, the information that it gives you is not very accurate. So sometimes you also have to fact check using other sources in order to collaborate. Any questions?
Yeah, but it gives you also ideas, which is good.
Yeah, sure. Okay, in
It's
that
now
case,
clear, very clear.
okay. Another thing that I want us to look at is the tool.
Again, before we move ahead,
Yes.
where did you get this
Yes.
from the Canva? This
Okay, so
from the docs.
are you seeing my screen?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
So have you seen these docs here?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, so you click it. So once you click it, so I'm not going to, you can click it, but for me, I will just come to that document that we used. So you click it, this one will open for you, this one here. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
And then this plus sign. If you don't click the plus sign, you press the / like this. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
Yes, and then you will see option here: magic write, design,
magic
edit,
write.
body, checklist. So in your case, you use magic write. You select magic write.
Yeah.
Then after selecting magic write, you will see this option here that try an example. So you can put your question. For instance, you could say, what is information verification? And then after that, you click generate, or you press Control and enter. Then it will generate you see, what is information verification? It will tell you information verification is the process of checking the accuracy, validity, and reliability of information presented in various sources. Is it clear now?
Yes,
Very
thank you.
clear, yes.
Very clear.
Okay, great. Yeah, and then another thing is, another tool that you can use is for audios. Like for those of you who are on radio stations, but sometimes you want to share very important clips online. The tool that I will recommend for you to use is called Headliner. So for you to use Headliner, you go to headliner.app. The tool for Headliner is here. This is the tool headliner.app. So it's good for creating audiograms. So once you come, you click get started. The free it has paid option, but the free option is good. You can do a lot of things with the free option. So if you're using a Google account, if you're using a Google account, I would just advise you to continue with Google. Yeah, just say continue with Google. Your account will be set up using your Google account. You don't need to enter password, what. Just continue with Google. Then you click next. Then they will ask you, what do you want to use Headliner for? Are you a large business, a small business, or a charity? In my case, we are a non-profit. So you want to know. And then after that, how did you hear about us? I heard about you on Google. Then I will click next. So once I click next, what do I want to make a video for? I want to make it for a podcast. I can choose other. I want to use it for audio files. You see? Then once you come here, then you can now begin creating your podcast here. So I don't know if I have an audio in this computer. I'm not sure I have, but I don't have an audio file, so I will create a sample. No audio, try a sample. Then I'm going to create a sample that they are going to create for me. But if you have a sample, you can upload. So you see, this is the audio.
Congratulations, you're using Headliner, the best way to make videos for your social feeds. If you have any questions,
need any help, please get in touch with us. We want to know anything we can do to help you make better videos, so please don't be shy.
Yeah, so did you listen to the audio? Was there sound?
Yes, there was sound.
Okay, perfect. So once you come here, then if your audio is okay, you can proceed. If it is not okay, then you can edit. You see, you can cut. You see, you can do the cutting here. You can do this. If you want to remove this, that's upon you. It depends on what you really want for your audio. And then you can again.
Congratulations, you're using Headliner, the best way to make videos for your social feeds. If you have any questions or need any help, please get in touch with us. We want to know anything we can do to help you make better videos, so please don't be shy.
After that, you can then click next. So once you click next, you see, then you can choose what design do you want. You can choose the kind of design that you want for your audio. For example, let's say in this particular one, I want this design. This design is what I want. So this is my title is SEMA training. Then after that, I can choose the media that I want. I can upload a photo. Let's say I want to use the photo that we designed earlier using Canva. You see, I have changed it here. If I want to crop, I can crop. If I want to do this, I can do this here. So then after that, I can exit. And then if I want to add text, I can add text. Let's say audiogram example. Audiogram example. I can change the color to black. Yeah, and then yeah, like this. I can say add to video. Good. So I can save. Then I will exit. Then after that, I can choose the waveform. Which waveform do I want to use for my audiogram? Let's say I want to use this waveform, and I can add it. If I want to add it here, for example, I want to add it here, and that's okay. I will exit, and then yeah, so like that. If this design is okay with me, then I will click create. So once I have created, then I can open advanced options to create this, or I can export the video. So let's say I want to export the video immediately. So you see, my video is being uploaded, uploading imagery. So it's just very basic, just uploading your audio, creating the audiogram, and then working on what is needed. So also Headliner has an app. So let me get for you the app for Headliner so that you can download on your phone. Headliner Android. Yeah. So you can download Headliner for your phone here, and you can begin exploring what is.
So we kind of stumbled upon our pivot. So January 2018, we released Headliner. So Headliner is really focused on trying to, again, what we say internally is spread the magic of spoken word audio. We think, again, so much audio getting created, most people aren't listening to it. So meeting people where they are. So first product focuses on social media. Then second is publishing audio.
So then once you have created your design, you see all of them will show here in under your projects. You see, so so this is my project. So my project is loading. Yeah, and then yeah, let it load. You see, if I want to edit it further, I can edit it further. But if I don't want, then I will just leave it the way it is, and boom, I am good to go. Yeah. So, yes.
Congratulations, you're using Headliner, the best way to make videos for your social feeds. If you have any questions or need any help, please get in touch with us. We want to know anything we can do to help you make better videos, so please don't be shy.
So this is how exactly it works. Headliner app. My projects are here. If I want to share this, I can come and download it. It's preparing my video for downloads. Yeah, so my video is ready. Then I can download it here. I can download. It's being downloaded on my PC. It's being downloaded on my PC. Yep. So it's here. It's here on my PC. So let me play for you guys. Let me share and play for you guys. This is my tab. So let me play it. This is it. You see it open as a video.
Congratulations, you're using Headliner, the best way to make videos for your social feeds. If you have any questions or need any help, please get in touch with us. We want to know anything we can do to help you make better videos, so please don't be shy.
Yep. You see, so that is how it plays. And now, instead of having a video, you can now share your audio on a social media platform like Facebook, which doesn't allow the sharing of audio. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, those are the two tools that are very, very important, especially in creating your multimedia content. You know that also the same video you create using Headliner, you can actually create on Canva. Any questions? I hope all of you have registered your attendance also. If you have not registered your attendance, attendance was shared, please. Make sure that you register your attendance. Any questions?
Yes, it is. No question, but I want to tell you that I sent my assignment for the one.
Yeah, I missed how the attendance. I did not see it. I think because I was
attendance has been shared. Okay, thank you guys so much. I wish you the very best of your afternoon. See you at the graduation.
Thank you.
Okay.